Wow. So we just got done watching BAAGHI 3. We have not watched BAAGHI 1 or 2. And this will serve as a non-spoiler for the first couple minutes until we announce spoilers. Wow, that was a punch in the face in terms of stuff. I went into this full well knowing that it was going to be crazy fun, right? But what was pitched to me was something along the lines of Fast and Furious, except army, military related stuff. That's what I thought I was in for, especially off of BAAGHI 2 that seemed to be very military based. I'm looking at this going, oh, okay, so it's a similar thing. They're like sort of picking up from that. And no, they're not. It's a completely different thing, and it's very, very goofy and silly. And I feel like the first hour and a half, a lot of this movie was like a lot of fluff, a lot of wasted space, a lot of just filling time. And I'm going in and I'm watching this and I'm frustrated because I'm like, I was pitched a different movie. I thought I was getting a very different film than this. I was expecting something silly, but this took it a little too far for me. It was trying too hard to be cute. As soon as we walked out of the film, I'm like, well, that had some fun stuff. I mean, Tiger Shroff is amazing, but to me, this particular, and I recognize that I've been speaking this whole time, by the way. To me, Tiger Shroff is like a Navy SEAL who is just a regular police officer. He's like so equipped, he's so skilled, and he's working this regular, day job as a police officer.
He's not even doing that.
But well, you understand what I mean? Like he's doing something that is in the line of protecting his country, but not anywhere near the level or capacity that he is capable of.
Right.
It's like, why this story? Why did this why all this stuff? When Jackie Shroff showed up, I was like very happy because I love Jackie Shroff. He's got one of the most magnetic presences about him. He's just got this kind of captivating aura. I don't know what it is. I love when he's on screen. The way he was used in this film, I felt was very wasteful, and I started like getting these ideas brewing. I'm like, what kind of movie did I want out of this at the end of it all? And I came up with this whole other plot that I wish BAAGHI 3 was. It would have been a 2-hour, maybe 90-minute film, and it would have been much more streamlined, to the point. Crazy action still, you can have all of that stuff, but different elements mixed around in order to tell a more cohesive narrative that is more compelling, more interesting, as opposed to this silliness where it's trying so hard to be cute that it loses me. And enough with the ramping. Like, Tiger Shroff is so talented and it's getting lost in the editing. It's like fast, slow, and I'm like, why?
That was getting on my nerves a little bit as well.
Let me see him. Let me see what he's doing, because he's a talented dude. I want to see his talent. I don't want the editing to do the talent for him. I want to just see it. I think he's a very capable guy. He worked his ass off on this movie, and I feel bad for him because he worked so hard on this film, and it felt like it got muddied with all the cuteness. And the filmmakers were very well aware going into this film, as well as the cast, I imagine it was in the script, that everything's very tongue-in-cheek. Like, there's literally winks at the screen, right? I mean, not literally, but essentially. You have the characters breaking the fourth wall multiple times in the film.
And they were totally making fun of themselves from the very beginning. Like, what type of movie it is from the get-go.
And that's all well and good. I don't mind that, but it just got to be a little bit too much. I don't mind when it got really, really crazy silly, like when his brother shouts out his name, Ronnie, and it's like wind blowing. It's over the top and ridiculous. I don't mind that. It's that when you're doing the action, you gotta let the action breathe. It was just, I felt like I was watching a commercial the entire time.
Right.
I didn't understand some of the action that was going on later in the film, like with the helicopters. I'm like, what, some of it just wasn't cohesive to me. And you told me earlier that it was a remake of another film.
From what I've been hearing on the internet-o-sphere, is that it is like a remake of a South Indian movie.
Whatever the case is, it felt like it really wanted to do Mission Impossible. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. If you want to do Mission Impossible, tongue-in-cheek, do that. But don't do Mission Impossible mixed with, I don't know, The Nanny, the whole Culkin movie. Like, it just felt so weird.
Tropic Thunder.
Well, I guess that's a good example. But it felt like a kid's goofiness mixed with violence. It was just like, it was a very strange tone. And the things that were happening, I'm like, I turned to ACHARA at least 6 times going, this is a weird movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so weird. It's so strange, the things that happen. At times, I'm like, okay, I think that this is meant to make me laugh. Like, there's a moment where Shraddha Kapoor starts crying to Tiger Shroff going, how much do I have to lie to my sister? And she's like sobbing, but it was the first time that she lied to her sister in the entire film. So I was laughing, but no one else was laughing.
I wasn't laughing.
And I'm like, I think that's supposed to be funny. So there was points where I was laughing, but there were other points where I'm like, I literally had a forced laugh because I thought it was supposed to be funny, and I wasn't the most entertained by it, and I just wanted to see Tiger Shroff do his thing. Like, for the first hour and a half, I'm like, okay, I just want to watch Tiger Shroff kick ass. I want to see him kick some helicopters. Like, I just want to see him do his thing. Why is this taking so long to get to the thing? It's just like this filler thing after, and like just, it kept going these other directions. I felt like I was watching Shanghai Nights. I'm like, why is it going 8 different directions when I just want to get to the thing they showed me in the commercial? That's all I really care about, and that's what the story should have been geared towards. But it, in a way, it kind of was, but not really at all. Anyway, did you want to add anything before we go into spoilers?
I pretty much summed it up when I turned to you at the end of the movie and was like, I didn't realize that this was an action comedy. I knew there was gonna be some comedy, but I didn't realize that it was gonna be like that many ha-has. But saying that, like,
attempted ha-has.
I laughed.
Oh, you laughed?
Yeah.
Not everybody was laughing. People were laughing at the wrong moments, I think.
Oh, well, I was laughing at random moments too.
Okay.
Like, I mean, it's just, sometimes it's the sheer ridiculousness of it. Like, you just gotta go all in with the silliness factor. It's like, if it's a scale of 1 to crazy, BAAGHI 3 is like, put yourself in an asylum insane, you know? But it's fun still, and I enjoyed Tiger Shroff, I enjoyed Shraddha Kapoor. Actually, I enjoyed all of the acting. Like, it was very consistent. It was
consistently silly.
Yeah, it was consistently silly. Like, everyone knew what movie they were in, so I appreciated that.
Yes.
It was a check your brain at the door, bring a big tub of popcorn, which I didn't, I wish I had.
It wasn't check your brain at the door, it was check your brain in Mexico. It was like, leave it really, really far away. And that's what bothered me, is that I didn't feel like I was in on the joke half the time. And not because of a cultural gate, but just because the movie was, again, trying too hard to be cute. Like, stop it. Just do the movie, please. Like, just tell the story. And
I think that the story wasn't super strong anyway.
So in the first, I'm gonna go into some stuff about the story, but it's not gonna give anything away too bad. Like, in the first hour of the film, I don't know what Tiger Shroff does for a living. He's just like hanging out, flexing his muscles. The city likes him or something? It wasn't clear.
But he keeps getting into fights and he keeps getting into trouble.
Yeah, there's you saw in the trailer that his brother gets kidnapped at one point, and I couldn't tell if it was on purpose that was just kind of horrible, that whole scene. Because I don't have my phone near me, but Tiger Shroff is like flexing the whole time. He's like, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? And it's like the way he's moving around, it was just very large and very unlike Tiger Shroff in the rest of the film, because I don't speak Hindi, obviously, but I don't feel like he did a bad job for most of this film. That was the scene where I was like, that's bad. That's really, really bad. The way it's shot, the way it's acted, the music, all of it's bad, but I don't know if it's bad on purpose, because there's other moments that were like obviously over the top. Like when Ronnie is called by his brother for the first time, it's just so epic. It's so big and it's hilarious because it's intending to be, goofy and silly, and that's all well and good. But what I really wanted to see afterwards, I realized what I wanted to watch was like a mix of Dangal meets Uri. I wanted to see that film and an adventure that sort of relates to Tiger Shroff and his dad, played by Jackie Shroff. I thought that would have been really cool. Like, you start out with young Tiger Shroff, because the movie starts out with young Tiger Shroff. You start out with young Tiger Shroff as a kid training with his father and learning the ways of whatever, like high-end military type stuff. Maybe he's fighting his brother or some random whatever. And then as he gets older, now he's part of this regime, this military regime that his father basically brought him into, and his father's overseas in some kind of military espionage thing, and then he gets kidnapped, and then Tiger wants to go save his dad. But this being more realistic, like Eastern Promises or something, or Uri, he's got to go through his commander, who is played by Shraddha Kapoor. And so you bring back Shraddha Kapoor in a way that she's in charge of stuff, and she says, no, you can't go,
like
because
in Saho?
Yes, exactly, like Saho. So she goes, you can't go because this is, your father and you got too much, you're too emotionally involved.
Conflict of interest.
Conflict of interest, you can't do this. And so he says, okay, yes ma'am. And then she gets her brigade, is about to go on the plane, and then you have this like other backdoor scene where Tiger Shroff is like beating up his own men, but he can't kill them because they're his men, and he's gotta sneak onto the plane, and then he goes into the adventure into Syria or wherever he's gotta save his dad. And then, you got some action sequences with Tiger Shroff and Jackie Shroff together, like with Shraddha Kapoor. Like that to me would have been a much more exciting, similar film, similar in tone. You still have the same bad guys, and you have a much more engaging story, and it cuts to the point. It cuts to the chase. It cuts to the thing that we saw in the trailer. All that shit. You want the big over-the-top action? Fine. I personally I'm okay with that, but I would also really like to see Tiger Shroff do something closer to Uri or Eastern Promises, something that is more realistic, or if he wants to be, somewhere in between, The Raid. Like, I want to see Tiger Shroff do something like that. I mean, right. I guess that's what BAAGHI 1 was, right, I suppose, but like, I'd love to see Tiger Shroff do something that's more grounded in terms of fight scenes. I keep referring to Eastern Promises because that to me is one of the best fight scenes. It has one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in my life. Excuse me. And so, I think that Tiger Shroff is fully capable. Like, I know that a number of people have criticized him for his acting, but I love his spirit. I love his personality. He's one of the nicest guys, and so I am rooting for him.
Yeah.
I am really rooting for Tiger Shroff. I want to see him do something that blows everybody away. This was not it. This was not the film that blew everybody's socks off, but I think he's capable of it. I don't know if Ponte 2 is gonna be it, but like...
Hero Ponte?
Hero Ponte, that's what I mean. Panties 2. Hero Ponte 2. He's doing a sequel to that, yeah.
I believe so.
And so I don't know if that's gonna be it, but my point is, I think that he is extremely capable. And I would love to see a film with him and his dad doing something like that, an espionage film together. I think that would be great. Something maybe along the lines of War, but less,
bring it down 3 notches.
Yeah. I don't need it to be like that level. I would love to see a grounded film with him and his father. I think that would be amazing.
Like more gritty.
Yeah, more gritty.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to have some fun moments or whatever, that's fine and all, but like, I just think that Tiger Shroff, he has yet to have the film that really represents what he deserves. Like, he deserves to have a really, really good movie, and the only good film I've seen of his so far that I think people collectively liked was War. I mean, I liked it.
I liked War,
thought it was fun.
Yeah.
So, it's silly, but...
It's still silly,
yeah.
but it was not as... at an 11 silly.
It wasn't cute like this. This was trying so hard to be cute, and it really bugs me that it did that. But this review is really me trying to say I really appreciate Tiger Shroff, and I want to see him do a really good movie. I think he is capable of it. I think he's acting-wise he's capable of it. Action-wise, obviously, like he's got the look, he's got the talent. Let's give him a good movie, please, for the love of God. Give him a good movie. Like he deserves better than this. Him and Shraddha Kapoor, the team of people, Jackie Shroff, they deserve better than this. Like, please. And so this is my plea to the director, Ahmed. Please, come on. Anyway, yeah. What else? Spoilers.
Oh, so, okay, yeah. Let's do that. Do you have any spoilers?
I mean, what the hell happened in this movie? Like, okay, so they wanted to tell 2 different movies is what this comes down to. I think that was the problem. That's what I'm realizing is because they have this one story where you have the brother who is basically a wuss, and his younger brother is like the kicker of asses. Mm-hmm. And so he's constantly sort of like setting up this lie where his brother's taking all the credit, right? The ending to that is supposed to be that his brother has to come clean.
But it doesn't.
But yeah, that never happens in this story. That's what's supposed to happen, and that's the trajectory of a story like that. Instead it goes to like this military espionage thing. I'm like, what the hell? Like those are 2 different films. It was trying to do too much, is what it comes down to. I don't need all that silliness with him trying to like fake these situations with this. If anything, if you really want to tell that story with the brother, it should have been that the brother doesn't want his help. The brother's constantly being saved by him, but he doesn't want his assistance. And so Tiger Shroff is constantly having to save him and protect him without his brother even knowing sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been something. But instead it was,